can't believe it's Friday already. And you? Maybe. Well, Wednesday seems like a long time ago, but if you can think back to Wednesday, you might remember from Wednesday's first reading, our prophet of today, Elijah, where he was. He was challenged, rather, he challenged the people to choose between God and the pagan god Baal. Well, although he had faith and God rewarded it, things aren't going so well today. He's running for his life. It made me think, how many times have we heard of the prophets in the scripture like Elijah or Jonah, who faced these long odds, and they decided they'd try to outrun either the opposition or at times run away from God's mission for them. I think at times we can relate to their situations in our own situations. Perhaps their instinct to run and to hide. In the case of Elijah, he's seeking to preserve his life and he hides in a cave and he waits for God to show up. Maybe you have had one of those days. Maybe you've ducked into a chapel or a church seeking refuge from the trials, perhaps of family life or work or school, hoping that God will provide you with the wisdom and the strength to face the world again. And like Elijah, sometimes we hope for this dramatic sign or instant solution to our plight. But like Elijah learned, God wasn't in the strong and the heavy wind. He wasn't in the earthquake or the powerful fire. But after all the drama and destruction, God was found in that tiny whispering sound. Have you ever gone into a church when it was empty, maybe sat or kneeled, and discovered the tranquility and the solitude of being alone with Jesus? Have you ever been there long enough to start to feel your shoulder muscles begin to relax and your mind begin to stop the rapid rotation of all your thoughts and emotions? Have you been there long enough to notice how your breathing and your heart rate calms down? If you have, then most certainly you've been able to hear the background noises of a chapel, the hum of the fan or the AC or the heat, maybe the birds outside, sometimes hearing the expansion or the contraction of the wood structures in these sacred spaces. It's under these conditions, whether in a church or on a solitary walk up in the mountains or the forest or beside the water, that we can hear the gentle whisper of God, the God telling us that he's with us and that he's going to lead us through whatever we are facing. At times, what God tells us is what we hear in the gospel, to eliminate whatever is causing us to fall into sin. And other times, it is to better understand God's plan, as in the case of Elijah. My brothers and sisters, God's guidance, his speaking to us, is available every day and in every place. If only we have the faith of Elijah and listen and heed the psalmist who encourages us today with these words: wait for the Lord with courage, be stout-hearted, and wait for the Lord. If we believe, if we quiet ourselves and wait, we will hear the Lord's whispering and find the right path with him, one step at a time. Don't be afraid to enter into the quiet and to wait for the Lord.